Good evening, Lake Orion. Well, new year, new look, show 301. I'm your host, and I am Taormina. Yes, indeed, this is Between Taorminas here on ONTV. I'm your host, Anthony Taormina, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Mr. Sammy Taormina and Ian Weatherspoon. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
I'm not a mister.
Happy 2019.
Okay, let's
late.
rephrase that.
Little
Let's go,
late. Watch.
Mr. Ian Weatherspoon.
That's
Okay,
better.
there.
That's better.
Okay.
That's better.
So let's talk about that first topic. Let's talk about we've got some championship games going on, gentlemen.
Should be good ones.
Good, good ones.
AFC, NFC championships. What do you guys
Coldest game of the year, the AFC Championship game.
I thought the temperature has been improving throughout the week down there.
Really? Interesting.
I hear it's not going to be in the single digits anymore.
Well, that's good.
I guess.
That's good.
Be kind of cool to see another ice bowl, but
Would be, but you wish, but that'll happen.
what do you want to do? You want to start in the AFC?
Up to you guys. What do you wanna
AFC,
say?
let's go AFC first.
All right.
New England versus Kansas City.
Old school, new school.
Yep.
It's a matchup that happened earlier in the year.
Yeah, Kansas.
Patriots won.
Patriots won that one.
At home in Foxborough.
It was close.
It was a good game, high-scoring affair, like most Kansas City games seem to be.
That's
Yeah.
because Kansas City's defense is terrible.
They're not good, but their offense is.
Their offense is
Incredible.
legit. Larry, legit.
But New
tired of
England's
them.
defense is not the greatest defense.
The
It's
thing
not
I'm
the worst,
concerned
though.
about, with
Secondary's not
Kansas
bad.
City is they released that running back. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they released that running back, so I'm curious to see how Kansas City's going to run the ball against New England.
Did okay against the Colts.
Yeah, they did okay against the Colts, but I think the difference in this one is going to be Patrick Mahomes. If Mahomes can somehow use his weapons like he's done all year, I mean, he can attack New England's defense. New England's defense is absolutely putrid, especially just
It's
ask
not
the Lions.
that bad.
Ask the Lions.
was a different
I'm
Patriots
saying to you right now, I think Kansas City in front of their home fans, they're going to score a bunch of points. I'm curious to see how New England does in this. I know they got a boatload of experience, they got a boatload of everything, but this is not the same New England team that they've used to have in years past. I know they got Tom Brady, but I'm telling you
They
right
got
now,
Gronk.
They got Gronk, they got Edelman, but I'm saying
They
right
have a
now,
rushing attack.
they have a good rushing attack. I think New England will score points, but end of the day, give me Kansas City at home. Kansas City getting revenge. They got a lot of motivation. Want to get the Super Bowl really bad. I know New England's got the pieces, but a lot of people are sick and tired of seeing New England get into the Super Bowl and all that. I think this is a time for new blood, and Kansas City's bringing that new blood.
So New England didn't show you anything when they played the Chargers, when they came out and smoked them.
I was shocked how they smoked them. I was really
was
shocked.
shocking.
I was shocked.
Their offense
'Cause
was.
I
San
thought
Diego is not exactly
LA.
the-
It's not LA.
Sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I mean,
San Diego to
I'm
me.
used to San Diego.
Screw it. It's
Well, the
San
Chargers. I mean, it's the same old Chargers.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought they had turned
Same
the
old
corner
Charger.
this year because
I
they
thought-
went to Pittsburgh and
Went to
won.
Pittsburgh
They
and
went to
won.
Kansas City.
Kansas
Pittsburgh's
City
not
won.
as strong this year.
They went into
City's
Kansas City
good.
won. Yeah.
That's
They
a good
went
win.
to Baltimore.
Baltimore
and
won.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
They won a lot of road games, hostile environments. They look to be different. Phillip Rivers,
Yeah.
highly motivated because he has never been to the mountaintop.
And
He's
now
getting old.
and now
They
he's
have
going to
a
be
lot
staying
of talent in LA.
LA. He's staying home another year. He's staying home another year. So I'm
Before they
saying
go
to
to
you,
Vegas.
I think
They're not going to Vegas.
they're not
The
going to
Raiders
Vegas. Oh,
are.
Raiders are going
Oh.
to Vegas. But I'm telling you, I like this Kansas City team. I really do.
Yeah.
A lot of weapons.
They need to improve their
Home
defense.
crowd. Yes, their defense needs work, but I'm saying I like Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the next Tom Brady.
He's a lot different.
How do
but he
you
could be.
how do you go
He's
against
stepped
Tom
down.
Brady? Tom Brady's done it all.
I can go against Tom Brady this
Tom
time
Brady
around.
has done it all. It's hard to go against Tom Brady.
I'm
going
saying
New
it this time right now.
What about the matchup on the sidelines?
Andy
Reid,
Reid, Bill
Belichick.
I like Andy Reid. I think ever since he's went to Kansas City from Philadelphia, much better situation for him. Kansas City's accepted him, and he's proven he can build contenders. And Andy Reid deserves a lot of credit for building Kansas City into a contender. And when Kansas City saw that he was available, they jumped right into it. And you know what? Andy Reid has there's less expectation in Kansas City compared to there was in Philadelphia at the time.
In a way, sure.
At the time.
Yeah.
So and it's a better position for him, and he's went with it and ran with it.
I've had enough of Bill Belichick, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've had enough of him. You know, considering that Boston's going to get hit with the snowstorm, thankfully this game's in Kansas City. It would have been really interesting if Boston and if New England and Kansas City played in Foxborough, and it would have been
again.
It would have been like a 30, 40 mile per hour Snow Bowl. Yeah, it would have been really interesting. But I still think Kansas City would have won that game. But I'm still thinking Kansas City. I like how Andy Reid's done with that team. I think Andy Reid's going to outcoach Bill Belichick really bad this year.
Can I give you an unpopular opinion? A very unpopular opinion?
You thinking New England's going to win?
No.
Maybe. Crowd, get ready to boo.
I am a little tired, and it's early. Believe me, it's early. But the high-flying offense, I'm a little tired of it already. I am not a guy that wants to see football games in the 50s, point-wise, per each team.
I think you're out.
I don't want it.
I think you're crazy.
If I want to watch a track meet, I'll watch a track meet. If I want to watch a football game, I want to see a chess match. I want to see. I like a 30s game.
I think you're crazy.
You know what game I'm looking more forward to?
NFC Championship game.
Yes.
That's going to be a track meet.
Because you look at the earlier game those two teams played.
That's going to be a track meet. Yep.
But if you go back, they played in the Dome.
Mm-hmm.
Saints won. They were blowing them out early. Rams came back. Final score was in the 30s. But I like to see offense, but I like to see stops at pivotal times.
You know what?
To see.
I'm going to take the Rams in this one. I'm going to take the Rams in this one
because
the Saints defense is very suspect.
No.
Yes, they are.
No.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No.
Yes, they are. You know what? I know what the whole world knows.
The Saints this year, 2019, look like the Saints of 2009. And you want to know why?
Why?
High-powered offense and turnovers at the most crucial
Have they been
times.
winning on the road?
The Rams have a defense.
They went 13-3. They won on the road.
The Rams have a defense for starters. They got your boy Nanamakan Suh.
What happened against Philly?
What happened against Philly?
What happened against Philly?
It was not good.
They got a pivotal turnover when they needed it.
That's
what good teams do that move on.
I'm
they
going
get the
to
turnover
take
when they
the
need
Rams in this one. Saints have no answer for Jared Goff.
While we're on the Rams, can I give you another thing I'm a little tired of?
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Weatherspoon is a big-time New Orleans Saints fan, so I just want to let people know that right now.
Okay. Sean McVay.
Okay.
We cannot argue this man is a great coach, correct?
We can't argue.
What is he, like
that.
32 or 33? He's incredible. He's unbelievable. To me, he is an outlier. You've got the Arizona Cardinals going to hire Cliff Kingsbury, who was fired by Texas Tech, hired by USC, and then he abandoned them. Everybody's trying to find the next Sean McVay. There's one Sean McVay.
There's one
Sean McVay worked his way up through the NFL ranks as a position coach, as an O coordinator, now as a head coach. Everybody else trying to catch lightning in a bottle is not getting the same thing because not everybody is Sean McVay.
Are you saying you're saying the Saints are going to beat the Rams? I'm saying the Rams are going to beat the Saints.
Isn't Sean Payton?
Sean Payton?
I think Sean McVay is a much better coach than Sean Payton.
That is, okay, it might be true one day, but how many rings does Sean McVay have?
McVay's got no rings.
Payton has a ring.
He has a ring.
And he's going for number 2.
So I'm telling you, I'm saying it's going to be.
Look,
I like how Sean Payton approaches his veterans. You know how he does a lot of pranks, a lot of jokes, a lot of just to rile up
he
his
keeps
team.
it fresh.
He keeps it fresh. He keeps it creative. He's very much it's an instigative coach, and I think players work harder for coaches like that.
That's true, and that's why I'm not
They're having
so
fun.
on board with, hey, we got to hire a young guy who likes to throw the ball around. Because coaching is about scheme, but it's also about managing a roster of people with personalities
But
and
I'm
egos.
telling you, Drew Brees is very coachable.
Drew Brees, see, that's why Sean Payton's had success, because Drew Brees is a leader, and he holds his
Isn't
team
that similar to
accountable.
Belichick and Brady?
It is, not to the same
Not to the
success.
extent, but yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, I think the Rams going to be motivated. They're going to go into New Orleans because that defense, Derek Goff, they're going to have a big game there. You know, when they have the ugly mismatched uniforms.
Isn't
that
it
they
in
have.
L.A. or is it in?
It's in New Orleans.
It's in the Dome, baby.
It's in the Dome.
You do not go to the Dome and win unless you're wearing black and gold. I'm just going to tell you that.
No, that changes the dynamic. New Orleans is very good at home.
That home field advantage
And
is
those
probably the best in
fans,
football.
those fans,
Right
If
up
New
there with Kansas
Orleans
City.
wins this game, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I hope so.
But if it's New Orleans, Kansas City, I think Kansas City wins the Super Bowl.
So then it's not what you just said.
But I'm telling you right now, Mr. Weather.
I'm
So
going
you're
New
thinking
Orleans.
KC wins the Super Bowl.
I'm thinking KC wins the Super Bowl.
I'm going New Orleans beating the Rams.
I hope so.
It's going to be Kansas City taking on the Rams in the Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what. The Rams have looked a little different since two things happened. One, when they came to Detroit after their bye week, they still won. They still put up 30 points, but the Lions slowed them down because until the fourth quarter, they took away Todd Gurley and the running game. I think they kind of laid the blueprint because if you notice, then they went to Chicago and then they lost to Philly at home. Teams need to set up the run or set up the pass by establishing the run.
Mm-hmm.
And I think New Orleans is going to be able to take that away.
So you got New Orleans against New England.
I'm undecided on the AFC.
I'm going New England, New Orleans in the Super Bowl. And I'm going to say, I think right now, I would say New Orleans will win the Super Bowl.
I got the Chiefs.
You know, what's interesting about the Super Bowl is it happens in Atlanta. So if New Orleans is in the Super Bowl, you can
They're gonna have
expect
home
a
field.
lot of Saints fans there. So it'll be interesting. I think these two games, though, have the potential to be incredible.
They'll be good games.
I mean, awesome games.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
I'm looking forward
Any
to
final thoughts?
the coaching matchups. All four coaches are great coaches.
All
I'm really
four of them are
excited.
great coaches. We'll see what happens going forward.
One quick thing before we move on. Do we ever in our lifetime see the Lions playing this level of football?
No.
Perhaps we can touch on that next with the new offensive coordinator.
Okay, we'll be right back to BT.
Orion Township Parks and Rec invites you to come out for the Community Garage Sale on Friday, March 1st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dozens of sellers will be offering a wide variety of household items, home decor, clothing, electronics, and more at the Orion Center. Then on Saturday, March 2nd, the Toy and Comic Expo will be taking place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Vendors will be offering comics, action figures, Hot Wheels, and collectibles. But wait, there's more! For the first time ever, Orion Township will be hosting an antique market on Sunday, March 3rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Parking and admission is free to the public. The Orion Center is located at 1335 Joslin Road in Orion Township. For more information, call 248-391-0304 extension 3500 or visit orionparks.com.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. I'm your host.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good.
Good.
Okay, so let's talk about, you brought up an interesting point about the Lions offensive coordinator. So you think it's a good hire?
I do. I do think it's a good hire because of one thing. Well, a couple of reasons. One is I've always thought Matthew Stafford needed an older guy that's going to play sort of a father figure. And this sounds kind of weird, but Matthew Stafford, through his whole life, has been enabled because he's always had a rocket for an arm. Right? In high school, he could throw 90s. He played football at a prestigious Dallas school. He played baseball. He went to Georgia. He was a star quarterback. He came to a terrible franchise coming off of an 0-16 season that didn't know. The Lions are not, they're not football. It's an auto company that owns the team, right? They're not football people. So they just bow to this guy because of his talent and his potential. He's never had, I think until Jim Caldwell came, somebody that said, hey, we're going to teach you. We're going to grow with you. We're going to hold you accountable. And I think this year with Matt Patricia, things went off the rails for whatever reason. Didn't react to the type of coaching. I think getting a more fatherly type figure.
You want to know why this is not a good hire? It's simple for me because
That's my line.
this is not the Lions are we're in a pass first league. I understand this guy coming from Seattle is like Seattle likes to run the ball. And to me, this is a awful, awful hire. And I've seen the history of this guy. Not very good.
Winning a Super Bowl is not very good.
He won a Super
Besides
Bowl.
winning a Super
They
Bowl.
blew out the Broncos.
But I just, with this offensive line, it's been a mimic.
It's
This
improved, actually.
This is not a good hire, and I thought they would have made a big name splash instead of this guy.
See?
This is a horrible hire.
That goes to my first point earlier. Everyone wants a young, sexy guy who looks good with a short haircut and can wear some shades, and he's going to throw it all over the place. But that is, to me, a trend in football.
This is a horrible
Football has
hire.
always been won and always will be won in the trenches. And if you remember when
I agree with Spoon
remember
here.
when the Lions beat New England?
Yes.
Do you
That
know
was
why
one
they
in the
beat New England
trenches.
that day? Because they kept 12 on the bench. Tom Brady never got to play because for the first time in how many years they had a 100-yard rusher because they pounded the rock down New England's throat all day and they kept the other team's
Mudball.
best player on the bench. To me, that's how you win football. If you're playing the Rams, you got to keep Jared Goff and that offense on the bench. If you're playing the
Are
Chiefs,
you saying you play Oxford Wildcat style football, which is pound the rock? Did that win you games?
to me, Darrell Bevel is a pound the rock guy who's going to lull you to sleep with the run, and then he's going to use Matthew Stafford's downfield passing abilities to open the lid up. And he's got to make a blend of that. Stafford
You know
can
what?
throw the deep ball.
You
He's
know
got to
what?
get back.
If
to
the
the
Lions
quarterback.
want
Lions
to,
have
if
a
the
Jim
Lions,
Bob Cooter. That was a good thing.
if the Lions want to win games, trade for Antonio Brown. That's all you got to
No,
do. Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
The Lions want to win. They need to trade Stafford.
No.
I'm tired of him.
Are you tired of him, really?
I'm tired of him.
Why don't you go get Antonio Brown?
Because
you
you don't need a
Lions are-
high-paid,
Why would you trade?
overpriced,
Why would you trade
old guy.
Golden Tate for the 88 pick in the third round? That to me is a garbage trade.
What would you rather have? Golden Tate on a 6-10 football team or start over and get a new draft pick for him? They got the best deal they could get for him. They got a third-round draft pick for Golden Tate, who provided nothing to the Lions because they were out of it. This was a wash of a season.
You know why? Because that defense was atrocious.
Early on, it was terrible, but they got snacks, and the defense looked a lot different.
They did. They did look different.
This is the biggest offseason for Bob Quinn because, look, they got some draft capital. They've got some
Free agency go get.
they've got some money, a little bit. But look, this to me is the time where, you know who was responsible for drafting Russell Wilson in Seattle?
Who?
The guy we just hired, Darrell Bevel.
That's an awful trade.
I think this is a good step for Matt Patricia too, because guess what else Darrell Bevel doesn't have on his resume? A New England or a Syracuse stop.
No.
Okay, so he went outside of his little
Blueprint.
his buddy group, his friend circle, and he got a guy that he thinks is going to play the type of ball that's going to help Stafford and this offense. And Patricia's
Stafford-
got to take the
Okay,
defense.
Stafford's not a runner. You know that.
He's not a runner, no.
And when he drafted Russell Wilson was a runner.
What I'm saying about that is if they do decide to move on from Matt Stafford one day, which I don't think will be this year, but it could be a year or two down the road, they have a guy who's got a proven track record of taking a mid-round draft pick, seeing the potential in him, and taking him to the Super Bowl. Now, I know Russell Wilson is not in every draft, but
That's a horrible pick.
I like the
Horrible.
blueprint.
I don't.
Hey, look, it's going to all come down to what happens in the season. We can talk about this till
Yeah,
September.
the Bears have gotten better. The Vikings.
Chicago's gotten better. Minnesota's Minnesota. And then Green Bay, of course.
How have the Bears gotten better since the season ended?
Well, the field goal kicker. They got to address that.
Is Mitch Trubisky good?
Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
He's legit.
How many points did they put up? Matt Nagy, big offensive guy.
The
Came from
defense has
Kansas
been
City.
key for the Bears.
Defense has been good
The
for them.
defense
That's
won
why,
them
Ian.
12
That is
games.
why I'm calling Ian Weatherspoon the Chicago Bears the future.
Oh, get
They're the
outta
monsters of the Midway. That's why next year they're going to win the NFC North.
Can you give me a team that I actually like? Can we move outside of the Midwest here?
Sure.
Why
Cleveland
can't I
Browns.
be the New Orleans guy
Cleveland
or
Browns.
something?
Go to Cleveland. Watch
Just
Cleveland
like he
Browns.
likes the Cleveland Indians in baseball.
All right, here we go. One more thing on the Lions. They got the 8th pick in the draft, right?
Yes, they do.
As we are in January.
Trade it.
You want them to trade it?
Trade it.
Trade back?
Trade down or get Antonio Brown.
If the
Hey, they
Lions
can actually get a good, decent pick out of
if
this.
the Lions traded their first-round pick to get Antonio Brown, I would say, Martha, call up Tom Goris. I want you both your teams to pack your bags. Get the hell out of my city! Why would you mortgage your future for a 31-year-old man who's not happy in
The
Pittsburgh?
Pistons have done it. The Pistons have done it, and look where it got them.
Yeah. 5
Horrible.
people go to their games
5 people.
because they suck. They're terrible.
Hey, we
Their
can-
owner is clueless.
I know the owner's clueless, but Joey Tyson can be so happy to see you. With that.
Why?
Because, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Tyson is somebody that works at ONTV. Does a great job, by the way.
Big
But I'm
basketball
telling you-
aficionado.
But I'm telling you right now, the Pistons are a joke.
Yeah.
They need.
Is this news? This is
No,
not
it
news.
is not news.
I'm tired of our team screwing things up, and
I am
hope-
enjoying both of you two arguing.
I just hope the Lions take the responsibility. Look, Matthew Stafford, he's been here 10 years.
Yes, yes.
He's not good at reading defenses. He's not. He's not good at making good decisions.
Explain me how they shut out Green Bay last year, 31-0.
Oh, I'll tell you, because Aaron Rodgers didn't play, and
He got
nobody
concussed.
was interested in the Green Bay sideline in that game. They looked like they were sleepwalking. Who cares? It was the last game of a wasted year. You cannot read anything into that game.
You watch it. Any final thoughts, gentlemen? Yeah. Ian's got issues. We'll be right back to Between
concur.
Taorminas on ONTV.
ONTV invites you to take part in the 9th annual 5 or 5 food drive benefiting the Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry. Swing by the ONTV studio to drop off $5 or 5 non-perishable food items to receive a raffle ticket good towards numerous prizes donated by local businesses. The more you drop off, the more tickets you earn. Then on February 9th, we go live from the Orion Center on local cable TV from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with live entertainment and interviews. We'll tally up the donations and draw the winning raffle tickets at the end of the broadcast. ONTV is also looking for local businesses to act as a drop-off location or to donate raffle prizes. For more information, call 248-393-1060 or visit orionontv.org today.
Welcome back to this happy episode of Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Gentlemen, how are we doing? Aren't you happy?
I'm delighted.
They're happy. They're happy, ladies and gentlemen.
We're happy.
Hashtag trade deadline.
Let's talk about
Trade
the
deadline.
Pistons, guys, and how happy you both are about the Pistons.
They suck.
Didn't they lose the Lakers not too long ago?
They suck.
And the Lakers
Yeah.
are right now.
Time to trade people.
Look, they're going to make trades,
Yes, they are.
and I'm fearful of what they're going to try to do.
They
with those
got to
trades.
trade Reggie Jackson, trade Andre Drummond.
No, they will not.
Why?
They will not.
Why?
First off, nobody's taking Reggie Jackson
Why?
because he's terrible.
He's
He's
terrible.
terrible.
Well, sure. Why don't you just trade him to?
Jose Calderon plays over Reggie Jackson in the fourth quarter. I mean that
I would
Jose
trade-
Calderon
I would
is
trade-
older than my
I would trade
dad.
Jose Calderon, trade Reggie Jackson. I would trade. I
For
think
what? A bag of marbles?
you could trade Reggie Jackson to the Houston Rockets.
For what? A hair off James Harden's beard?
You could.
His old sweatband?
Sure.
Who? What? He makes $15 million a year
I
to
mean,
not
think about
play.
it. Think about it. Why? And this is the franchise still paying Josh Smith.
Yes, exactly. They're terrible.
So, I know
Their owner is a joke.
I know.
He's not a basketball owner. He's a real estate agent.
Yes.
And he needs to sell the team.
I'm saying the Clippers would be an interesting, good partner for Reggie Jackson. The Clippers.
Why?
Because.
How about the Kings?
No.
No. No.
You know who would be a good trade partner for Reggie Jackson?
Who?
Somebody in the G League,
No.
because that's where he belongs.
I think the Memphis Grizzlies would be a perfect partner.
Whatever. Look,
You could get you could.
I don't see any.
I can see
who do
Reggie
you
Jackson
think
being
they-
traded
who
to
do
the
you-
Suns because I think Josh Jackson.
Why?
Josh Jackson needs a fresh start in Phoenix. He needs a fresh start. Why not bring him to Detroit?
he's been in the league a year.
He needs a fresh start.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right.
He needs a fresh start.
We're gonna trade you this guy who's completely washed up and can't move because his knees don't bend,
And
for
then
a guy with a ton of potential.
I would trade
who's
Reggie
20 years
Jackson,
old.
Andre Drummond for the Phoenix Suns for Josh Jackson.
Okay.
I think it'd be perfect. Perfect trade.
This is not
That ain't gonna work well.
Xbox, man.
Hey, it would be perfect. The Pistons will get younger. It'd be cheaper money.
Right, but
Think
what
about it.
is the advantage for Phoenix? And first off, Josh Jackson makes no money. You
Veteran
gotta find a trade partner.
experience.
You gotta find a
Veteran
trade partner
experience. You get
who can
Phoenix,
take on Andre's contract.
Phoenix can definitely do it.
But you gotta give money back.
Yeah, Phoenix can do it. Why don't you just trade? You could trade Josh Jackson and cash for Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson. Makes perfect sense.
No, you would need an expiring contract or something, or a couple of them. Look, I'm gonna tell you what the Pistons are gonna do. They're gonna trade their first-round pick, and they're gonna try to buy somebody, like Dennis Smith Jr. or something.
They ain't gonna do that.
They're gonna mortgage their entire future because they've done that every single year.
That's
And
because Tom Gorson.
they're like 7 games or 6 games under 500, and they still think they can win and contend with Philly and Boston and
No.
Toronto,
No.
Milwaukee. They cannot.
Milwaukee has got that franchise right.
It sucks because the Pistons don't. We don't
That-
have a basketball team.
They're a
yet.
half game behind Orlando for the 8th spot. Orlando's terrible.
Thank you. Yeah.
We both agree on something.
Why there's no point in trying to make the playoffs. There's none.
That's why I'm saying got to trade Andre Drummond, trade Reggie Jackson, trade Ish Smith, trade Reggie Bullock, trade
They
them all.
need to trade any asset they can trade
John Lure?
to get something back.
They're going to trade. They should trade 4 of those guys. I don't think they're trading Blake Griffin at all.
They probably can't right now.
They
can't.
can't.
His contract's pretty big.
What about John Lure, the shooter?
They really need.
Oh.
Is he a shooter though?
He's a shooter.
There's no talent on this team, man. There's none.
That's why I'm saying trade.
There's no shooters on this team.
Go get Josh Jackson from the Phoenix Suns. Makes perfect sense.
Sam, but how? You can't work that trade out.
Yeah, you can. Trade Reggie Jackson, trade Andre Drummond. You can get yourself a backup.
Okay, we have to conclude this episode. We just got the whole thing. So,
All right.
any final thoughts?
I hate the Pistons.
Hey, I'm trying to help you out here. Or maybe trading the Miami Heat
I'm
for
trying to
Dwayne
help
Wade.
you out.
Maybe
Who's
go
gonna
get-
retire?
Farewell, everybody.
Have a
Dwayne Wade.
good evening. Farewell.
Oh,
Bye.
Yeah, I'm telling
God.
you.
I'm gonna trade